Okay, so today I'm going to teach you how to edit. My name is Kevin Kabor. I'm a photographer, videographer. I have a background in commercials and social media videos, so I'm going to teach you how to use DaVinci Resolve in the most simple way possible. So, welcome to DaVinci Resolve. I know it can be super intimidating. When you first download and open the app, you're going to see all these different tabs. So I'm going to just reset my page to look similar to yours. Okay, okay. So you're seeing all these pages. You don't need all of them. I don't use all of them. So we're going to just cut them out. You go to workspace on the top, and we're going to go to show page. Cut page, don't need it. We're going to take that away by selecting. We're going to go fusion page, don't need it. We're just going to take that by selecting. We're going to go Fairlight, don't need it. So right now you should have 4 tabs. We have the media tab, we have the edit tab, we have the color tab, we have the delivery tab. That's all we're gonna need. The hobbyist or the people that are very perfectionist, this video is not for you. This video is for like, how do I edit simply? So now that we're here, media tab is where we dump all our footage and clips and audio and assets. We do that in the media tab. So you do that by either the way I like to do it is I go into like my hard drive or SD card and I just click and drag and put the clips there. Click, drag, it will appear. You can create bins to organize stuff. Like if I wanted to do test and then put this clip in here, that just helps you stay organized. So if you're doing a music video, if you're doing a short film, if you're doing a commercial, you could do A roll, B roll, you could do it by person, by project, etc., etc. So that's the media tab. It's just to download your assets. Edit tab. I'm gonna create a new timeline because I'm redoing this video. So we right click, you go to timeline and new. So this is just a fresh page. Now, I'm gonna give you the layout simply. We have our effects, which is this on the bottom. We have our media pool, which is what we were doing in the media tab, downloading our stuff, and we can just click all our different footage and assets here. And then we have the inspector. The inspector is going to be useful later. And we have our timeline. So our timeline is where everything happens. It all happens in the timeline. So to start, I have to put some footage in there. So I'm just going to find a clip. I'm going to find this clip. I'm going to click it and drag it here. So if it's a clip with audio, you're going to see your video, and then we're gonna see your audio right here. Now, I'm gonna put a second clip here to show you something. If you're shooting vertically, like if you're shooting for social media, is this clip, and it looks like this, I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. You go to File, you go to Settings, and then you're gonna click Use Vertical Resolution. Okay, save. Now we're in the aspect ratio for social media clip. So our footage looks weird though. So I'm gonna make this 90, which is the rotation, and now we made it upright, but we're gonna have to make the zoom a little bit out, just like that. Okay. I think a little bit like this, and then now we're good. So now this clip will play fine. To play a clip, spacebar is to start and to stop. And then this red line is where you are in the footage. So if you want to go to the beginning, we could do that, and we use this red line either to scrub forward or play and stop it. Tools that are super useful here is our blade, which is how we cut. So we can delete the middle of this footage right here, and we're going to delete that and move this over here. We just did that with the cut tool. You can also trim clips, which, let's say we wanted this a little bit shorter, you go to the end until it gives you this symbol, and then you trim that or take it out completely. this snapping is going to be super useful for you. If you wanted to move this over and you want things to snap like that, is why you'd use the snapping. Now, other housekeeping things. As you saw me earlier, if you want to rotate or zoom or crop, all that is going to be done in your inspector. So your inspector tab is where you're doing all your scaling, your stabilizing. This tab is where a lot of work gets done. I'm going to go back to our widescreen aspect ratio. So hold on for a second. Okay, we did it. Okay, we're back to a widescreen. Another thing in here is your titles, your effects, all that stuff is done in this tab. So I'm gonna do some basic test. What should we call this? Test. Okay, very creative. So if I want to change the font, it's gonna be here. If I want to change the color, it's gonna be right here. You can resize it here, and the same thing we did with the footage, we can do with text. We can like trim it, we can make it longer. If we go to the inspector and go to settings instead of title, we can like rotate it. We can do all this different stuff. Now, a lot of the simple stuff that I see a lot of people do is you just have a piece of footage and you want to put some music to it. So sorry, you have a piece of footage, and you want to put music to it. So we're gonna click on this. I downloaded this for YouTube as an MP4. I just want the audio from it. So you're gonna select this audio, and I'm gonna remove it for now. Now, on the audio waveform, I can clearly see that the song doesn't start till here. This is kind of a riser. But if I wanted the beginning of the video to start where that starts, I would just trim that to here, put it to the beginning, and that's it. An editing tip before we move on is it's nice to cut on the beat. So if I was to do something like, let's say I wanted text to appear, I probably would have it appear on this beat. Now let's do what? Let's do 6 a.m. And if you don't see it, make sure your red line is to the right part. And let's do Havelica. H. And let's make this classic and yellow. Very simple. And if I want that to go a little bit down, I would just position the y-axis, put it down, make it a little smaller. There we go. That's enough editing. Maybe 6 a.m. Now that I'm thinking out loud, because editing a lot of it is about feel. So I want this here. This is where the snapping is useful, is snapping on purpose. And then on here, I would probably want it 6 a.m. And let's put the location. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then that's it. Okay. Now, the last thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna find the ending. So let's do it here. We're gonna end it here. I'm gonna use the cut tool to delete this ending on the video and the footage. And then one I guess high level thing is we can fade. To fade in and to fade out, we're gonna use this white thing. right here. And to zoom in and out of your timeline, you use this thing here. So that's how I'm getting that movement, and I'm just moving back and forth. So I'm gonna use this, and then I'm just gonna fade it. And as you see, so I faded a video, I need to do the same for audio. So we're gonna fade audio. Okay, it's done. So now that we have our simple video edited, there's no cuts or anything, but you guys know how to do that now. We're gonna end it. So we need an input and an output. So right here, I just pressed 0 on my keyboard at the end of the video, and we're seeing this gray line. It's gonna export this line. That's what's gonna be exported. So now we go to our color tab. Color grading is, you can skip this tab if you're not shooting flat. And if you're shooting flat, it's why this footage looks kind of blah, is a better way to put it. But we're just gonna simply color grade. So if you're used to photo editing, this is gonna be simple to you. On this color wheels page, we're gonna add the contrast. We're gonna add the saturation, and then we're gonna adjust our temperature, and that alone is gonna get us not bad. It already gets us like pretty close. It gets us like better. It gets us to like a decent spot. You can also adjust the pivot. So the pivot and the contrast, it's I don't really know what it does, but as you see, it's kind of changing where the contrast goes. It's a good way of explaining it. And again, this is the before and this is the after. Looks pretty good. And we're just gonna adjust it slightly. Okay, and then curves, if you want to get real fancy, you could adjust the curves too. The curves, I like to go in the middle, and then I like to either select it down or select it up. And this is the bare bones on how to color grade something. So we have the footage from before, and now we have the footage after. If you know how to, so if you know how to use LUTs, you can make it look. We're not even gonna there. Okay, so we have that footage. Now to export, you go to the delivery tab. Now in the delivery tab, I like to make it an MP4. You could label this test. You would select where this footage is gonna go, save it, and this is your resolution. If it's going on social media, I just like to leave it here and add to the render queue, render, and we're rendering. That's really it. So that's the bare bones on how to navigate / use DaVinci Resolve and have like something very simply edited. Yeah, well, if you like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure to comment them, and I'll see you in the next one.